Alright, so a lot of people had been asking me what I've been working on recently, and I try to explain it to them, and it's kind of like a confusing concept to really explain. And so this video is going to hopefully clear some of that up in case you never get to see it in person. But yeah, in the past 2 months I've been working on a project. I wanted to get my girlfriend a Wacom Cintiq because she's an artist, and I wanted to get the best possible thing for drawing digitally that I could, and that was what I found. But they're really expensive. There's only really one company that sells a quality version of it, and of that kind of product. So I went and I looked up some disassembly videos of what they've got, to see what they've got inside the Cintiqs. And basically it is the same hardware they put, from what I could tell anyway, is the same hardware they put in their Intuos 4 or Intuos line of regular non-graphics tablets that don't have a screen, basically, with essentially a laptop screen and some controller hardware. And I decided that didn't sound too complicated to piece together, so I wanted to put one together from my girlfriend. And I got looking around on the internet, and there's a really good resource called Tabletmod.com, and I basically followed one of their versions, their version 3 tablet, all the way through. So really, it's there. All the credit goes to them. But anyhow, here it is. I think this is pretty much 100% finished. Maybe a few minor changes, but took it a while to get it all calibrated and everything. And if you're going to want to put one of these together yourself, you better give yourself a lot of time to do it, because I thought it would only take me a month, and if I knew what I was doing, it would have only taken me a month. But a lot of the parts come from China, and that's 30 days delivery time just right there, and they have to be programmed, so it pushes you back. And when you get the wrong thing, that's another month. And that's basically what happened to me, despite also going through 3 laptop screens, because I didn't know what I was doing on that either. Just really easy to break a laptop screen if it's the first time you've taken one apart. Anyhow, I think all in all, still, I spent less than $400, a lot less. I don't even know if I got all the way up to $300. One of these from Wacom costs about, I know it's over $1,000, or at least the last time I checked it was, for this size, and this is a pretty big size. I got big hands, and I mean, this is essentially, I think, 15-inch screen, if I'm not mistaken. Anyhow, basically it's a Intuos 4 that runs the actual pen part of it, ThinkPad laptop screen, a video controller unit that I've got strapped into the back here, if you can see that, and that's it. It works really well. I'm really pleased with the results. It even comes with a little stand that you can put together, and it works really well. Here, I guess I'll start up a little program. Oh, and the way it hooks up is there's a USB for the Wacom tablet that handles all the touch input, or all the pen input, and it plugs into a laptop. It's basically an external monitor. And there's an HDMI. It runs for the video, so it's not in and of itself a computer. Some people were getting that confused. Anyhow, I'm gonna start up a program. Let's start up Krita. Krita is a pretty good free software, even though I think they have a paid version now. We'll just close that. One thing is that I wasn't brave enough to disassemble some of the shielding on the bottom for the I think it's called a CFL bulb that lights up the screen. I didn't really want to take that apart and cut it and stuff because I'd already been through so many screens. So I don't get anything as far as pin input past just above the taskbar, which is fine because obviously you don't draw on the taskbar. So it hasn't caused any inconvenience for me. If it does, I might change it. But until then, I'm good. The only inconvenience actually is that I can't press. Oh, I got it that time. So I usually can't hit that button. I'm just gonna create a new layer to draw on and show y'all. It's got all these buttons. Each button has a screen next to it to show you what it's got mapped to that button at the time, which is really helpful. So this is dynamic. These are each one of these is a little screen, or maybe one big screen for all the buttons. And it's backlit, so you can use it in the dark, which is nice. And you can use this whole thing as a light table, which was a major plus for me. Anyhow, it's got this wheel with a button in the middle. You can change it for cycle layers. You can brush size, rotate, auto scroll and zoom, which is nice. I'd probably use that more than anything. Or maybe brush size, and you can just like if you click out here and scroll your finger like the old style iPods on this wheel, it lets you zoom in, and it really kind of streamlines your workflow. I'm just going to zoom back out. And yeah, and you can use the actually gotta map it first. Let's see. You click like that, and I can go boop and turn the back of it into an eraser. So you can actually flip it over and erase like there's a pen on the back. And it's got the levels of pressure sensitivity here is pretty awesome. I mean, you can go from super thin lines and you bear down more and more, and then which is pretty nice. I'm really pleased with that part. It also detects if you've got the right brush enabled, and I don't know if I have any or want to find one right now. It'll actually detect the angle at which you hold your brush like this if you're like wanting to shade or something, but not on this particular brush. But anyhow, that's pretty much the gist of it. I can show you something, just my first drawing, and I haven't drawn in a long time, so this drawing is kind of crappy. Discard this. But this is my first drawing with it, and I haven't drawn in a long time, so you're gonna have to excuse it. But it's pretty natural for the way you can pick it up easily, and there's not a big learning curve. There is a small learning curve. It does feel a little unnatural how slick it is on the screen, but you can kind of get a gist of. I mean, it hasn't really slowed me. That's about as good as I can draw right now. I haven't finished this, but you can kind of see where it's headed. The little get in and close and kind of see the details that I put into stuff. Oops. Kind of hard to work when you're looking through a camera screen. Yeah, I accidentally touched it. Anyway, yeah, it works good. That's pretty much it. That's all I can think to really say about it right now. Anyhow, I hope this wasn't too terribly long. And if you're thinking about making one of these, you can ask me questions or whatever. I wouldn't say that it was too technical. If you know what you're doing, just following steps really. Anyhow, that's pretty much it.